Now, so after you graduate from school, you get a company that will accept you. Okay, so now what happens is, do you go through a training period for a week or 30 days with the company that you got hired on to, with the trainer? Like, you guys are actually team driving together. Is that like the next step when once you get hired into the company? Go
Yes,
ahead,
sir.
Tori.
Uh, yes, sir. That's exactly how it goes. Once the company hires, once you get on with the company, they'll have one of their trainers. After you go through orientation and do all the basic stuff, then you go out with the trainer. And I know it's different with some companies because when I try with PTL, they have you go out for with a trainer for a certain amount of miles, and then you come back and then you got to go back out with another of like one of a graduate like you, like another person with you for
Uh,
another certain amount of miles, and then you come back and you get your own truck. But most
oh,
companies, other companies that I've been to, they'll just send you out for like
so,
4 weeks, 3 weeks with a trainer, or until your trainer says okay. If
okay.
you go out for them 4 weeks and your trainer say, "Oh, no, he need more time," then they'll send you out with a extra additional week, or they'll
Okay.
send you with another trainer for another 2 weeks. But yeah, that's typically how it goes.
That's
Yeah,
about how it work
yeah,
with
that's
you.
exactly what with me. I was out with a trainer for 3 weeks.
Three
So,
weeks.
oh yeah, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was out for a training for I think 30 days. Yeah, something like that. So and then once I completed that task, then I was given my own truck. So and oh my God, man, we ain't even gonna get into some of the endeavors that I face, man. Oh my God, bro! Like, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. The first week, man, I was thinking about turning my keys in, bro, cause I had end up passing the weigh station. That was one thing. Then I couldn't
Yeah.
detach my truck and trailer from, because they had a button inside of the truck that I could push to do the latch. But see, I didn't know that the button was broke.
Yeah.
So every time I thought I was detaching, the truck and trailer was still staying connected. So I was at a place where I had to drop my trailer,
Frustrated.
bro. I was out there for like 3 hours, bro. And then I picked another load. All this happened in like a week, and then I picked another load up at it was a it was a kill spot, where they kill livestock and then they pack it and then they
Hmm.
freeze it and put it in your trailer and all of that. Bro, I had to park in a
Hmm.
I had to park out in a parking range where they had all them
And it be
live
stank,
haulers.
boy.
And it was raining coming down. I had to detach my trailer, bro, and let them pack it and then connect back to it, bro. Listen, all them livestock trucks and trailers out there with all that pig shit, that cow shit, and it was raining hard as hell. I had on my gym shoes, slipping and sliding and shit, bro. Listen, bro, I had fell down in that shit, bro. I had shit all on my damn shirt, all on my head, on my hat, bro. I was like, bro, I'm turning.
Yeah.
I said, bro, I ain't even signed up for all this shit. I'm like, bro, I was about to turn my keys in, bro. But I thought about it. I
Hey,
said, man,
hey,
I came a long way to get my shit. I don't think I'm gonna give them up that easy, but I almost
that
gave them
quick,
up.
yeah.
Yeah.
That was one reason that got me from doing reefer though, bro. Like I was doing reefer with a company, Hirschbach, you always got to go to where the livestock play, and it's so I hate it, bro. It be so stink at these places, bro. And then after you finish, you got to go and clean your trailer out and do all it. And I'm like, man, I ain't too good with this. And then with reefers, it's odd hours of delivery time. You deliver 2, 3 o'clock in the morning
Listen.
and be there
We
for
gonna
four,
get
5 hours.
listen. We gonna get into that, man. We gonna get into that because listen. So we got dry van, we got reefer, and we got flatbed, right? So
Yep.
um we got those three. So me, I've always did dry van and reefer. You doing? Are you doing flatbed, Tori, right now, or
Uh,
no?
for the last 3 years, I was doing flatbed. I just because I purchased this truck and trailer, and I just got it. It's a dry van, so I just like 2 months I just got back into doing dry van, but I was doing flatbed for like the last 3 years, 3.5 years.
Okay. And Norman, you doing what you have been
I'm doing dry van. I did flatbed
You
and
did
reefer.
flatbed too?
Yeah, I used to work for Milton Flatbed.
Okay, so what I got flatbed gang in the house, y'all. I got 2 of them. So check this out, y'all. Let's get into drivers that want to do flatbedding. Can you explain to them some of the things that they're gonna have to deal with as far as like the elements, the weather, tarps freezing up, hot grinders, things of that nature? Can you kind of expose some of the things that they, if they want to get into flatbed, and these are some of the things that they're gonna have to deal with, or maybe give some experiences that you've dealt with. You know what I'm saying? So people know what flatbedding is about. Go ahead, Tori.
First off, I gotta let flatbed is one of the most dangerous driving jobs because
Yes, sir.
load securement is so important. Like you really have to take your time with flatbed. You can't rush through it. You really got to pay attention to what you're doing because that load shift, especially when you got them coils and these big machines or whatever, and that they shift and they run into the back of your truck and key crush you. I had the company I was working with, one of the drivers, his load, it didn't secure the load properly, and it rolled right into the cab of his truck, and he survived, but he was real messed up. But as far as things that you can expect extreme exertion in the heat because when you have to tarp those loads when it's 90 some degrees, you're gonna have to tarp in sleet, snow, wind, rain, all the elements. So you can expect to be wet, you can expect to be hot, and you can definitely expect to be cold in the wintertime. And those tarps, they can weigh up to 80 pounds a piece. And like you say, in the wintertime when they freeze, it go up to 100 pounds. And it gets hard, man. It really do get hard when you have to do that tarping. That's the main thing.
It's a workout.
It's definitely a workout.
Yeah. So what about so Norman? What about do you think not back when, but do you think now that flatbedders have an edge as far as getting more money versus people that are doing drive-in and reefer? Do you think there's a difference in pay?
I think it's a slight difference, but it also depends on what type of freight that you're pulling.
Oh,
a lot of
you talking about like
flatbed.
oversized or you just
specialized. You could be doing specialized loads. Oversized loads.
Okay, I know those always pay. Those always pay.
Yeah, those. If you got to have an escort to go down the freeway, you're making good money.
Okay. So, but just your regular general freight, like maybe like shingles and potatoes and stuff like that.
I had more steel coils.
Steel coils,
which I was terrified and I hated it.
Right.
Tall glass sheets,
Okay.
that they wanted tarped.
Okay.
So it's rough. I was, when you're doing flatbed, depending on the load, but I guess it should be for all loads. Every 150 miles, you got to pull over and make sure them straps and them chains is tight.
So it ain't it ain't like driving the driver. You can just get loaded and just drive all the way to your next destination.
You're gonna do frequent stops and you're gonna check that securement.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Oh,
But
okay.
for within the first 50 to 100 miles of leaving getting loaded, you got to pull over within the first 50 miles. That's regulated by law. Where they say that you're supposed to pull over after 50 miles of leaving to 100. To check the securement, and then after every 150 miles or so, like bro said, you want to stop and just make sure. And that's just for self. You know what I mean? You want to make sure for yourself. For me, I know for me, that gives me comfort to know that, hey, man, I'm secure.
Yeah, I hated it when, in a truck stop, when you're making a turn, with the flatbeds, it kind of pivoted like a skateboard. That I was really uneasy with that, man. Really uneasy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So so when it comes to
And
backing, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Tori.
I was just finna say another big difference between the flatbed and the dry van is more difficult to back a flatbed trailer than it is a van. It's way more difficult. It don't
Yeah.
turn. You don't get the same turning radius as it. Don't turn as quick, especially if you got a split
Square
axle.
axle.
Spread
You
axle, yeah.
your spread axle.
Oh.
Yeah, you got. Yeah, it's way more difficult to back.
Okay, all right. I'm learning something, man, because I've never, like I said, man, I really never, flatbed kind of turned me off, man, because I just didn't want to be too cold and too hot. You know, I just want to back into a dock and then get loaded and then put my tab on the back, my seal, and then just keep pushing until I get to the next stop. Let's get off into the reefer game, man. The thing that I've seen about reefers, man, in all my years, bro, is that, like you said, Tori, you deliver at weird hours. You deliver it like between midnight and like 3 in the morning. Usually deliveries come like that for reefers. We ain't even gonna talk about how many hours you sit and wait to get unloaded and get your paperwork. Man, on an average, man, you might sit anywhere between 5 and 8 hours at a Walmart distribution center, Aldi's. You know, the fact that they unloaded you and you got the green light and you still waiting 5 hours to get your paperwork, guess what? They in there counting all that shit.
That sound like Coca-Cola.
Yeah, yeah. And don't mess around and have some shit that went bad temperature wise. You know what I'm saying? They'll reject the whole
Oh
load.
yeah.
Oh,
And then
yeah.
now you gotta run
Yeah.
around the whole town you gotta wait for somebody to tell you where to take that that unwanted product.
Yep.
You might sit on that load the whole day until they find somebody to off that load. Usually they'll send you to one of them places that like food bank places or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yup. You gotta
Yeah.
wait to get an appointment.
I used to.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I know. I was finna say I used to. I had a load like that where it was. I did it with driving and reefer, and I pull up in the hood and open the door, be like, "Hey man, y'all need any of this?" I remember I had a load. I used to go out, pull up right in the hood
Hey,
with the truck
listen.
and
Hey,
pop the door.
Hey, that's crazy because guess what? My dispatcher be like, "Hey man, is it anywhere you can find somewhere to dump that stuff?" Man, I got pallets of this stuff, man. What you mean dump? This ain't like a regular, you know what? One little pallet. I
Yeah.
got 10 pallets back here.
Yeah,
They reject.
you got a whole truckload.
Asking me, do I got somewhere I can dump it so they can book me? You know, they trying to make that money, man. You know, they trying to get me on another load. You know what I'm saying? So,
I had a load of laundry detergent. I'm talking about 10, 12 pallets of laundry detergent. Like one pallet turned over, they refused. They were like, man, I came right to the hood, opened the door, everybody was happy.
For real?
Everybody get free laundry detergent. Yep.
Hey, you know what? That's what's up, man. So you know what? So now that we done passed the test of graduating, you know, we done jumped in the truck with the company driver, you know what I'm saying? He teaching us the ropes and everything. Now we out here on our own, man, and doing our thing, man. I think, man, more so, man, just to having the freedom to be different places any given time. The fact that, I mean, you know, your dispatch could be like a person that's standing over you at a plant. It could be almost feel like that, you know, them constantly calling you. A lot of times, man, you're gonna have to learn how to pay people no mind, man. If you want to keep some sanity in this game, man, because you'll have brokers calling you, you'll have dispatch calling you. Dispatchers won't know what the broker's doing. The brokers won't know what the dispatch is doing, and it'll drive you crazy as a driver. And it should never feel like that. It should never feel like that, man. You know what I'm saying? So,
yep.
yeah, because it could get like that, man. It could get overwhelming.
Yeah,
you know.
I hated dispatchers that don't give you all the information. You know, they send you out, you know, with a recon. And then when you get to the place, you're supposed to have this, you're supposed to have that. They don't tell you none of that when they give you the load, you know. That's a big pet, big
bro.
pet peeve, man.
Yes, bro.
Yeah. Hey, you know what else I want to mention, man, to the new drivers, man? When you get dispatched, man, make sure you pull up that place you going to before you actually start driving. Make sure that place exists. Make sure that name is connected to that Google or whatever you
Yes,
doing,
sir.
man,
Yes,
because
sir.
you would mess around and drive 500, 600, 700 miles to Georgia when he was supposed to go to somewhere to another state. He had the same city name, and you got all the way there, and you in some kind of way you just luckily pulled up the building and it was in a totally different state. So make sure when you get these dispatches, make sure you pull these places up. If need be, try to get the phone number too, man, because sometimes the dispatchers, they don't really be doing their job. All they do is just dispatch. They can't tell you no phone numbers, who to contact. They'll tell you that the place is open 24/7. They ain't open but 8 hours a day. You know, you want to make sure if you're gonna drive all the way somewhere, you want to make sure that you can stage on their property or look at the property and see if it's big enough. Sometimes you can't even see the gates.
Right.
On the Google Maps. You can't even see the gates. You think that sometimes it look like it's wide open, like you could just drive straight in and park and then wait till the morning and get unloaded. But sometimes the places be gated, so you can't get in. So that means you got to sit outside the premises. Another thing too, man, is be careful going into certain places, man, especially with reefer. Because a lot of times, man, you may end up going to some places and you can't stage on the property, but you staged in the neighborhood around and near the property or whatever, man, and people will come and cut your lock off, man. And by the time you wake up, man, all that shit on your truck is gone, bro. So you want to stay at that last truck stop if you can, or that last rest area, depending on what sections you going into. You got to know your places: Miami, Detroit, parts of California, parts of Georgia. They hitting trucks.
They also hitting New York,
New York,
New Jersey, really bad.
New York, New Jersey.
Oh man,
that happened.
I would advise new drivers to don't even go into New York within the boroughs.
Yes.
Do not go.
Yes.
You do not want to go. When I was a trainer, I never let my students drive through New York, like through the boroughs, man. It's so you would get messed up, Merrill. And a lot of companies, they take advantage of the new drivers because they don't know, because
they don't know no better.
They pay you like $100 to $200 extra to try to get you to go in there if you know what you're doing. But a lot of companies, they'll use the new drivers and just send them up there and just pay them a regular rate. But never be afraid of your dispatch. You have more authority. You can get your dispatcher fired before your dispatcher can get you fired. That's one thing. Like a lot of dispatchers, they'll scare you and have you thinking like they above you, but really you are more important to the company than the dispatcher, because you making more money with the truck than the dispatcher make. He making money only when you make money. So you can always remember, if you're a young driver, you can always fire your dispatcher, but your dispatcher cannot fire you.
Okay, so let's talk about how am I'm a new driver. I'm coming into this industry. How am I capable of turning down loads? Do I have to be a company driver or a lease operator? Or if I'm a company driver, I can't turn loads down, right?
No, not really.
So what type of driver do I need to be if I want to turn loads down? Do I need to be a lease operator?
I mean,
go ahead, bro.
You know, some companies, they
force dispatch,
right?
So you need to know
if you're not coming off the street with your old truck, you pretty much
you at the beck and call of them.
Pretty much.
Gotta follow
there's
suit.
a lot of companies that's laid back to say no forced dispatch, but then once you turn them down on the load, then the next day
they start booking you some bull jump.
Yeah, they'll come at you well, we thought you were gonna want to come over here and make some money. Okay. So, it's gonna be hard for us to find you another load. They watch for that. They're perfect for that.
Okay.
If you turn the load down.
Yeah.
Let's go. I don't know if we're gonna find anything else that's coming out of such and such. Here we go. So,
yeah, they get in their feelings. They definitely get in their feelings. You refuse the load, they get in their feelings. Then they start booking you the bull jump loads where you ain't making no money. And they definitely do that, bro. I've experienced that because me, I'm not one where you can tell anything to or say anything to. Like I'm not gonna disrespect you. Like I like to have that good friendly relationship with the dispatcher, because that's who making your money. So if you got a good relationship with your dispatcher, he gonna go out his way to get you paid, especially if he know you're a runner. You know.
Exactly.
But yeah, but I'm quick to let him know. Listen, bro, I'm not really I'm not gonna go for anything. You're not gonna tell me anything, and I know, you know what I mean. But that's after you have experience. But when you young, you new, and you just trying to get it, you trying to make your way. You gonna go for a lot of stuff. You gonna try do a lot of stuff because you feel as if you feel like you obligated to do it. But like bro said, just be wary of that, because they will manipulate you. They will use that manipulation game. And one thing you always got to remember is it's your CDL, your license, because they'll try to push you extra. You like, oh, it's raining, or I can't. Oh, well, you can do it. I got another driver. He doing it in the same way. Like, oh, you go ahead. You can drive this extra mile with your clock done ran out. They'll try to push you to get their load there because they want their load delivered. But you got to always remember, when you get pulled over by DOT, your dispatcher's license is not going to get no points or not get revoked. It's going to be your CDL, so protect your CDL.
At all costs.
And one more thing to note on that, too, is for you young drivers that's coming out here in this game, if you don't feel safe in certain weather elements, pull that truck over and shut it down.
Yeah.
Shut it down.
Because they can book that. Yep. They can rebook that load.
Oh yeah.
But you can't rebook your life.
Can't rebook nobody else's life. Yeah.
Nobody else's life. Yep.
Yeah, that's for sure, man. So I would say that when you first coming into the trucking industry, and say for instance you're gonna be a lease operator. Make sure that you can turn loads down that are not in your best interest. Make sure that you able to do that. Now, if you straight force dispatched, then that's what you signed up for. You can't turn nothing down, as a company driver. But I think when you start becoming lease operator and things of that nature, when you paying for your truck notes and all that other stuff, you can go by what's more conventional, what's in the best interest of you as a driver and having bills that you got to pay, when it comes to trucking. So, so after you get out here, you get your own truck. So, so what's a minimum suggestion for just being a company driver before starting to navigate into maybe owner operators or lease operators? What
rate wise you talking about?
No, I'm talking about just being a company driver. Like what would be your amount of time?
How long you should stay a company driver?
What's a good time to really get a feel for the trucking industry before you start jumping off into a lease operator or owner operator things?
Well, for me, I feel like 3 years, like you'll know the industry in 3 years.
Okay.
You should, but and that's me personally. But it also depends on how hungry this person is to learn the industry. Like if you really do, this is what you want to do. Okay. You hungry, you gonna learn that industry quick. You know what I mean? You're gonna learn the lanes. That's the most important thing. Which lane is paying? What lanes is going? Where the fuel prices is cheap at? You gonna take it upon yourself to download these mud flap apps or these different apps. And you learning as you a company driver, but you still you acting like a owner op. You doing that now. If that's your mentality, if you hungry like that, then you can do it within a year or two. You know what I mean? But if you just you just going by running the mill and just doing it, it's gonna take you a little longer to learn it because you're not putting that focus on learning it. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I say at least give yourself a year as a company driver starting out. At least a year. That way you can see the elements.
Yeah, definitely.
And you can drive in these different states. You can get a different feel. At least a year. For starters.
One more note on young drivers. When you get your experience in, and I can't stress this enough because I've seen so many horrific accidents. Do not get cocky behind that wheel because that truck will make you respect it real quick.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I've seen a lot of guys that's got 30, 40 years over the road experience in the ditch. A lot. So be careful. I'm scared of them, and I'll stay scared of them. That'll keep you sharp
Yeah.
Keep it, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't get
And
complacent.
and and yeah, and for the new drivers that are doing it the right way, going to school and doing everything, be wary of. Is a lot of I don't want to sound rude, but there's a lot of foreigners coming over here,
Yeah.
and all they're doing is going to pay the $5,000
Yep.
and they get a CDL
Yep.
with no classes, nothing. They pay their 5,000 and they got a CDL and they learning on the fly as they go. So you definitely got to be cautious of those type of people as well, because you would see it'd be a lot of them that be turned over on the side of the road. You know what I mean? That be done flipped over and did some. Don't read. That's the most important thing I can tell any driver. Read all
Read.
signs.
Yes.
And when I was a trainer, that was my most important thing I tell my drivers. Read every sign you pass. Don't just depend on the GPS, because you're looking at the GPS and it might look like you need to turn right here, but it's 0.2 miles ahead. Now you trying to fight back and jump over in traffic and stuff like that. But if you read the sign, it say go 295 north, and if you read the sign, it's going to tell you which one of these is 295 north, and not just depending on your GPS.
Right. Yeah, it's going to tell you way before the actual exit. It's going to give you,
exactly.
A mile, give you 2 miles, then 1 mile, then a quarter.
Exactly. Quarter mile. Yep.
Yeah, so you should be all the way over into your lane when you need to be there. You know what I'm saying? So, but, overall, man, like, I ain't going to lie to you, man, like, me getting in the trucking, man, actually saved my life, bro. Like, because I didn't even know what direction I was going with, man. Like, it was weird, man, because I was working at a dead-end job, man, and I heard this couple, they was married, working at this place where I was at, and they was talking about, both of them was talking about, joining together. They was talking about teaming. And I had overheard the conversation, so I'm like, damn, what's up with that? And they told me about it. And then I just started calling, like, trucking schools and started asking questions. Because, like I said, with me having a felony, I thought it automatically kept me from being a truck driver. That's what I assumed. But overall, like, that wasn't true, And the fact that I asked the question, it opened up many doors for me, As far as being, I train. I know you train, Tori. Were you ever a trainer, Norman?
No, I was never.
Okay.
A trainer.
So when it comes to training, what's your aspect of being a trainer? Do you think there's a certain time limit? Man, you know what? There's a lot of companies out here, man, just letting anybody be trainers, bro. So I ain't gonna lie to you, bro.
Well,
You can see that shit. You can see that shit out here, like, clearly. But I was at a place where the trainer was trying to train the trainee, and the back end over there at Fago, he knocked the whole door off because of the trainer.
Oh, wow.
The trainee knocked the whole door off. So, you see all kind of crazy stuff going on out here, man. But as a trainer, man, I overextended myself to my trainees, man, because I wanted them to be able to feed their family, do a good job out here, and they're a reflection of me. You know what I'm saying?
Yep, exactly.
At the end of the day, they're a reflection of me, man. So a lot of my students, man, they was having problems backing, but guess where we was at during our 30-minute breaks, or when we was doing breaks? Guess where we was at? I would take them to the truck stops during the daylight when it was empty, and I would point, put it over there, take it over there, pull it out, put it over there, pull it out, put it over there. I would do that with all my students. And guess what?
And my students.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say I used to do the same thing. And like some of my students that I trained way back in 2018, and they still hit me up today. Like, and how I was, like, we would have fun, bro. I'm not going to lie. I used to have my students all in the studio with me. Like, if I had to go record, like, my students would come home with me. Like, we'll have a good time, but I always let them know, listen, I will fail your ass and then invite you to Thanksgiving dinner, because I'm serious about this,
Yes,
like, I'm dead. I used to be dead serious, because, like you say, my name is attached to this. That you go out here and have an accident, but who trained you? You know what I mean?
Right.
So I used to be hard on them, but we used to have so much fun. It wasn't like they'll be mad at me or nothing like that, but you gonna know this truck before you get out of here. Before I say put my name and say yeah he ready to go, yeah you gonna be ready. Like that's one thing I was dead serious, and my students they loved me, man, for real.
Okay.
I had one student. She was like she wanted to be a man, you know what I mean? And she was older. She was from New York, and you know the New York people, females they already aggressive, bigger. And she was like, 50s or 40s, but she thought she was a dude, man, and we'll be going there, we'd be on here arguing and everything. We were cool arguing, but we'll be cool. And one time we was at like one of the little rest areas, and this was around the time I was about to get married. So the company already knew. I was like, hey, listen, I gotta go get fitted for my suit and stuff like that. So I'm taking my training with me. So I took her home. Took her with me. And like she stayed on the truck at the truck stop for about a day. So one time we was at a rest area or something, and she hitchhiked with somebody to go to the liquor store, bro, to get some liquor, right? So and when we came back in to the company, she went and tell the people, oh well, he left me on the truck, like talking bad, like, and I never said anything still about her. I'm like, and you go hitchhike to go get liquor or something you don't supposed to have, and you gonna come back and say I left you on the truck for 2 days to go, and the safety, the dude that was over the trainer head of he like, I told you, they gonna always tell, no matter what, they gonna tell. So you always be mindful of that. But
yeah,
but sure, overall, sure. I love training. That's something that I really love doing, like training.
Well, that's what's up, man. Hey, listen, y'all both, man, gave some powerful testimony, man, about trucking. It's a lot more to this, man, but you know what I'm saying? This is the first podcast, so we just kind of just getting some clearing the air out here, man. You know what I'm saying? Seeing what people out here doing, seeing what opportunities they have or whatever. Hey, before we go, man, can you give me your platform? Like if somebody want to reach out to you, man, you know what I'm saying, through the about the podcast, or if they got any questions for you. I know you got a TikTok page, so if they want to follow you, what name would they be looking for on TikTok so they can DM you or holler at you about anything that you might have talked about on the podcast? Tori?
Oh, well, for me, my TikTok is at traffic_life, and traffic is spelled TRAFFIK _life LYFE 561, and that's my TikTok. And
okay,
and that's where you can hit me up at on TikTok if you have any questions. I love talking about trucking. I love this industry,
okay.
And I definitely want for the younger people to get good information, man. That's why I love the podcast, what you're doing, bro. I double salute you again for this.
I appreciate you, man. Hey, and then I told the listeners, man, hey, you do a little rapping too, man. So let them know what platform they can reach out to you to check out some of the material that you rapping about, man. Where can they find you at on that?
Oh yeah, man, most definitely. You can find me on. I have a YouTube page, and my YouTube page is called Bags, BAG with 3 Z's.
Okay.
AKA Big Jefe. Jefe is JEFE, and that's my YouTube channel. You can see videos. I'm also on Apple Music at the same thing, Bags, AKA Big Jefe. I dropped my debut album called Chain Gang Baby. Okay. FDOC is on all platforms everywhere.
All right, that's what's up. Oh, Norman, so if they want to get with you, you got any platforms that you?
I'm in the works right now.
Okay, so you in the works? Okay, I'm gonna get them together. Y'all. I'm gonna get them a TikTok page up and running, and then I'll shoot you from my page to his page once he gets up and running. I'm gonna do a live with Norman because he is a DJ. So a lot of the platforms he was trying to showcase his work, he was getting that copyright infringement being a DJ. So I've been noticing a lot of TikTok. On TikTok, it's a lot of DJs playing their music in different styles, different ways, and they not getting copyright infringement. So basically, I'm gonna do a live with him showcasing his work as a DJ, and then once he get his page up and running, then you guys can go. So you can switch right over to his page. But I think he got to get at least 1,000 followers before he can go live. But he can't put a page together now, so I'm gonna help him get that together, and I'll go live on my page and showcase his work. And then once he get up and running, you guys can start following him. Hey man, listen man, I want to thank both of y'all man for being on this first podcast, man. It means a lot to me, man. You know, first impressions is always the last impressions, man. And I definitely want to thank you for your time, man. Hey, listen, man. I'm gonna need you to send me your you're gonna need to send me your address, man, so I can send you this shirt, man. Tricks and tips for new drivers, man. Everybody that come on the show, man, they get a shirt, bro. So and then I know you
Most
come
definitely.
to see me anyway. I'm
Yes,
planning on
I gotta
seeing
pull
you.
up on you, bro.
Yeah, you already said
Yes,
you was gonna
sir.
book a load coming to Detroit, and I'm gonna have my boy Norman here too, man. You know, I told you we off on the weekend, so let's plan something, man, where we get together, man. You know what I'm saying? We shoot another podcast, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Most definitely, bro.
Put something on
Most
the grill.
definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Chop it up, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, listen, we came from the mud up, baby. You know what I'm saying?
Each one teach one, baby. Each one
Yes,
teach
sir.
one.
For
Straight
sure,
up.
man. Hey, I enjoyed y'all being on the show, man. Until next time, peace and love, y'all, man. Tricks and tips for new drivers. Know better, do better, y'all. All right.